Cool lights. We're leaving El Salvador. It's time to go back home. Nice to meet you. Thank you. This should make for an interesting day of travel. We just found out that there were 3 earthquakes in our town. A 3.9, a 4.8, and a 5.2. That's the first thing that comes to our mind, obviously, is our bus. Elevated up on cement blocks, which seems very prone to earthquakes. I guess we'll only know when we get back, but it's gonna be hard not to be thinking about our bus the whole time.
Where do you fly?
Costa Rica. Just made it through security. Kaylee had to run out to go to the bathroom. She's had some food poisoning the last couple days. How was it?
Might be a long day.
Sometimes just when you go to new countries, what we've kind of learned is it's not always about not drinking the water or you know, bad food practices. It's just the bacteria that are naturally in food, the bacteria are naturally in water. And sometimes it can upset your stomach. It's done it to both of us many, many times. It's kind of just part of traveling sometimes. Gracias. We got a long day of travel today. Flight, couple buses, couple borders. This is bus number 1 of the day. I haven't been on a flight this empty in quite a while.
It's so empty.
And the good thing is I don't think there's going to be anyone next to us.
Ooh.
So these last few days in El Salvador have been, I mean, you guys know, we've been loving it, we've been having a blast. We've been loving sharing it with everyone. What was one of the highlights of the last maybe like 4 days?
So many good things. I would say, I thought the Indigo workshop was really cool.
Yeah.
Salva took us to a town called Suchitoto, and this place is known for making indigo, actually making the dye of indigo.
And I think Kayla's favorite part was that I made this super cool like fabric cover-up thing, and
They were actually supposed to be scarves, but
they're not really. They're like cover-ups.
yeah,
like
I was using
banners.
it as like a bathing suit cover-up.
And Kaylee really liked mine. So she's like, "What are you gonna use this for? You'll never use this." And I was like, "I'll give it to Lola as a blanket." But Kaylee wanted it for herself.
I ended up with it.
We just got a text from some friends that the earthquake shook their couch back and forth across their like living room. I'm just thinking about that doing it to our bus, and it just like.
And they're on the other side of the volcano. They're in Volcano, so that's.
Just picturing our bus like. We definitely need to reinforce it when we get back. I didn't know that the earthquakes were that strong.
We'll see.
We're on. We'll see you guys in Costa Rica. Welcome back to the place that started it all.
We made it!
You're supposed to say Costa Rica.
Oh, Costa Rica.
Cerrados hasta que el avión se detenga en el sitio de parqueo y la señal de cinturón sea apagada.
Just made it through customs. Maybe you just need some whiskey left. Maybe a little whiskey will kill all that stuff in your stomach.
Honestly, I'm getting there. I think I'm almost 100%. I'm like 95.
So we're drinking some tequila tonight or what?
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Getting a little wiggly? I never understand how there's not more bag thefts. It's
Honestly,
like, you can just walk up and grab any bag, like, yeah, this is mine.
Right?
Just took a quick taxi ride.
Now, time for a very long bus ride.
First, I think we had to get some nummies.
Oh, 100% we need some nummies.
now this is the big challenge. We have an 8-hour bus ride. And Kaylee needs to,
I just hope they turn the AC on.
Kaylee needs to hold it in, if you know what I mean. Well,
Sorry if TMI, everybody.
I would say my favorite part of the El Salvador trip was going into downtown San Salvador and bringing everyone with us. And there was a moment, there was a guy who came on the trip with us, his name's Thomas, and he had never left the United States before. Beautiful church where there was actually a massacre in, I think it was 1979, when people were protesting the election. And we also went to the burial site of Oscar Romero, which is a figure of the freedom of speech in El Salvador. And you know, we went to a few other spots, we walked around the city, and I remember there was a moment when we were standing in the central square and I looked at Thomas and his mind, I could just tell his mind was blown. He was just looking around, taking everything in, and that was a moment that I think was my favorite of the whole trip. Dude, can I ask you a question? As someone who's never left the country before, what are you thinking right now?
You know, I wouldn't even say culture shock or anything. It's just different. Like, I mean, everybody's having fun. It doesn't seem, it's not how the media makes it out to be.
Yeah.
I love this. Like,
yeah.
Like I love getting out. I love seeing new things now.
Yeah. Well, now we're leaving Costa Rica. It's nighttime now, as you can see. We've been sitting on the bus for what, 6 hours, 7 hours? And Kaylee's been doing a really good job. Hasn't had to go to the bathroom one time.
I think I'm fully recovered.
I'll let you know we bought some diapers just in case, but I haven't had to use them.
TMI, Joy, TMI.
And now Panama is just over here. And I'll tell you guys, these next, I don't know, 14 hours are gonna be pretty dang exciting. And it's gonna start off with one of our super close friends here in Panama, in Boquete. One of our super close friends is getting engaged right now. What's happening over here?
What's up?
What are you guys doing?
We made it home sweet home, but we were 5 minutes late to the engagement. Damn.
We just missed it. They were running out of time. We were coming in late.
And we got to come in at the end when everyone's happy and crying, and it was a really special moment.
And the best thing for us was we got our boat girl back.
We got a bow girl.
Hi, sweetie. We got Lola back. She's so happy. Look at her. She's sniffing around over here. Come on, good girl. Come here. She's so happy to be back with us. And I'm also pretty interested on tomorrow.
To go check out the bus.
Go to the land, check on the bus, see how our welds did. And I don't know what it'll look like if it fell off those pillars, but tomorrow we'll find out.
Uh-oh.
Hey, buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
I knew I had to cup some coffees with or without you, but
The moment has come.
okay, moment.
The perfect time.
You know, the Salvadorians talk a big coffee game.
See? Salvadorian coffee. Wow.
Pacamara.
Pacamara.
2 pacamaras. You guys ready to put up to the test against some of your coffee?
Let's make it happen. Let's do this irrigation wash.
So we went to this little town of Comasagua while we were in El Salvador. And it's the big coffee town, kind of like here in Panama. Like, this is Boquete, it's a big coffee town here. Comasagua is a big coffee town there. And we went to a coffee farm. And I'd say the coolest thing at the coffee farm was all the equipment that they had. Because like the motors and everything they used to wash the coffee and dry the coffee, it was all from like the 20s and 40s. But I would say the best part of the whole thing was the views that they had. And I would say the Salvadorian views are super special. We walked just a couple miles down the road and walked up to the top of a mountain and just had one of the best views of the whole trip.
bunny? Where's the... And for me, this is the organic. And for me, this is the Candonedo Geisha Natural. And for me, this is Pacamara Natural from Panama. And to me, this is Pacamara Wash from Panama. And to me, this is Pacamara Wash from El Salvador, 85 points. And for me, this is Pacamara Natural from El Salvador in the lower end. And for me, this is Geisha Wash here from Panama, a new sample that we have. May need a little bit more of developing time in the roasting. It's freshly roasted, so.
All right, so you're saying the Salvadoran coffees are here?
Here and here.
And here.
I just mixed up the Pacamara from El Salvador to the Pacamara from Panama, and that was it.
Arturo got them all right, except for he just mixed two up.
I got it all wrong.
Kaylee and I, we got a couple right. This coffee right here, this is gonna be the coffee that we're gonna offer up for sale next. It's actually an organic coffee. And it's a natural process, which I'm sure a lot of you guys haven't tried before. We'll talk more about this in a future video. Alright, amigos.
Hey, how are you, man?
All right, are you ready?
Thank you for the cake coffee tasting.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you.
And that's what a coffee cupping challenge session, whatever you want to call it, looks like. But now this is going to be the moment of truth. We're driving up to our land. We're gonna see what has happened to our bus after a 3.8, a 4.8, and a 5.2 degree earthquake.
What are your expectations? I feel good about it.
I think it's gonna be okay.
I think it's gonna be fine.
I think it's gonna be okay. I just don't know. I've never lived in a place with earthquakes before. I've never even felt an earthquake in my life. So I don't really know what to expect, but we'll know really soon.
All right, here's the moment of truth.
What do you think right now? We can just see it. Look at it.
Well, it looks straight.
At least it's not down there.
Oh boy! Come on, Bo. So far, so good.
Well, it looks like our
little
I think we need to redo this
shindig fence. Oh, we are bueno.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah!
Fine. Awesome, love. Does it look like it moved at all?
No.
Sweet.
I feel good about it.
I guess the only other thing that I'm curious to know is how our little garden is doing. I mean, we did neglect it for about 10 days. So, yeah, that looks about right. That looks about
It looks like it's a little overgrown with weeds, but look, we got some things popping
It
up.
looks like that green bean, that one tiny green bean over there is doing
This one?
all right.
This one and this one. We haven't given it any water either. So it'll be time to restart our garden, Kaylee.
I think so too.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned, baby. That's what it's all about.
Well, you guys, this is where we're gonna end this one. You know, one good news and one bad news. The good news is the bus is still in position.
Sound condition.
And I think we want to try to reinforce it just a little bit, just to ease our minds in the future.
Yeah.
Bad news is, garden's not looking too good. I mean, that's what happens when you don't water it for 10 days.
Yeah, we knew kind of leaving that was gonna happen.
But that's where we're gonna wrap this one up. We're so happy to be back.
So freaking happy.
So happy to move back into the bus now.
Yes.
Get back on our land. Enjoy this view.
And get back to work, baby.
So next time we're getting back to work. We'll see you guys next time.
Adios.